Hi everyone, week 35 and still alive. I'm actually pretty impressed with the fact that we are week 35 now and still with a general positive feeling. Obviously the pregnancy is really starting to, I'm in the end stretch here, so obviously things are definitely starting to get way more difficult as far as mobility and comfortability and all those things. But in general, for week 35, I'm pretty impressed that we're doing as well as what we are. So let's just jump right into what's going on for the past week. Which, by the way, I've missed you, YouTube. I'm no longer doing my Vedas, so I'm glad to be making an update again. So hi everyone. Anyway, so symptoms. Definitely, like I said before, my movement is much more limited. My standing capabilities, for as long as I can be on my feet, is limited. Everything's pretty much limited. And that's how it's been. It's just progressively every week. It's just seeming that something new happens every week to be just a little bit tougher, just to make it that much harder. Which I obviously expect, but when it gets there, it's kind of like, oh man, now I can't do this. Bummer. But, like I said, it could be so much worse. But I did have the other night, my very first night of heartburn. First time ever. We actually, naughtily, we ate at a place called Fazoli's, which I've actually never eaten at. I was really surprised because I think they're pretty popular in the Midwest. Anyway, so it's like an Italian pizza related, greasy pasta, tomato based, whatever. It was really good, but it was my first actual night of heartburn. I ended up actually even taking, I woke up thinking, oh, that's weird. I have heartburn, so I took like 2 Tums, and then I went back to sleep and I woke up shortly after that, maybe within an hour or so, and I was like, oh no, like I'm on fire. So I took 4 more Tums just to put out some fire in my throat. So that's been my first and only, hopefully, bout with the heartburn. Obviously, I've been avoiding anything that could really cause a high level of acidity since then, so I've really not had to worry about it since. So I'm just going to stay on track with that because it was not fun, especially when it wakes you up in the middle of the night, as I'm sure many of you pregnant mamas are aware of. Aside from that, like I said, just a lot more pressure in my groin area. I was actually talking to somebody the other day, and I described it as when I squat down or bend over for any reason, my groin region tends to experience this almost burny sensation, kind of like everything's just stretching and pulling and holding it in with all of its might. I keep joking that I feel like I'm bottoming out, which is not exactly the most pleasant image ever, but that's kind of what it feels like when I get in those positions. The same sensation when I have to get up from a low spot, low seating area, or when I have to get down low. All that type of pressure basically in a squat motion is rather unpleasant. So that has been way more obvious this week, to me anyway. So as far as cravings go, still the ice thing, although it's not nearly as like strong. Like I don't feel like I have to feed this beast of ice, thank God. It's gotten, I still like it because it's so hot out here. It's just refreshing, but I'm not nearly as like insane without it. So somebody told me that was maybe reflective of an iron deficiency. I have not yet talked to my doctor about that, but maybe I'll bring that up with him when I see him. Speaking of doctors, I see my doctor again Monday, and now I start going once a week. Guys, I mean, I am going to the doctor once a week. In fact, at week 38, which is only 3 weeks from now, we will do my very first dilation check. Like that. That to me is nuts. Like, dilation check equals go time. For real, you know, depending on if I'm progressing at all. So here's to hoping that all that squatting and all those Braxton Hicks I've been having, maybe I'm progressing a little on my own. So here's to hoping anyway. When I go see my doctor, we're also doing my Group B strep test, which apparently about 10 to 30% of women just come in contact with during their pregnancy. So apparently it's not that big of a deal. It's just the difference between whether or not I have to take an antibiotic when I go into labor or not. So here's hoping that I don't, because it doesn't sound very pleasant, but quick fix and pretty common, so I'm not too concerned. But we'll do a test on Monday for that. Also, this Sunday is our hospital tour, which the scheduling on that was really kind of a pain in the butt. They only do tours certain times, like on their own time. It's like one Sunday, once a month they do a tour, and it's only on Sundays at 3 p.m. Like, why it's so limited, I'm not really sure. But unfortunately, Shane will actually be out of town for that, so I'm going to take my mom with me. I mean, I've been to the hospital, but I've not seen the maternity ward yet, so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be kind of like one of those moments where you really, you know, you can see where you're going to be delivering. You can kind of get that mental image started in your head, like, how is this really going to go down? So I'm totally pumped. I'm sad Shane's going to miss it, but he'll be seeing the hospital anyway, so not a huge deal. Also too, so I see the doctor on Monday, but the day before I'm going to go take my little tour, and I might do some filming of that, so we'll see. But let's go back to what week 35 means. It's a pretty big moment because technically he is mostly developed at this point. He is about 5.5 pounds, 18 inches long, which to me is big. That's plenty big enough, you know, just to envision something that big inside of you. Anyway, so what he's doing from this point on essentially is developing fat so he can not come out super wrinkly. So he's just gaining weight from here on out. Otherwise, all of his developments for everything else are pretty much good to go for the outside world, which is a really big deal. I mean, if you think about it, in 2 weeks, I'm technically considered full term, so crazy. I mean, we're just seriously on the countdown, guys. Let's see here. What else has happened this week? Oh, this week was so huge. First of all, I have to thank immensely and profusely our family for helping us out so much with baby gear and last minute essential items for newborn. I mean, we have just been so blessed. Between my family, my dad and my mom and Shane's mom and Shane's stepdad, you know, both sides of our families have really pulled together and made our nursery and our, you know, our wish list possible. I mean, we have our strollers now, our car seats now, the cribs put up. I have my little rocker and ottoman. I got my diaper bag, which I'm so excited about that because it's essentially my purse for the next however long, you know, that I need to be carrying a diaper bag. So, and it's beautiful. I'll be doing a review on all these things, and definitely the nursery tour is coming up because, like I said, this week all that stuff pretty much came in. In fact, the UPS guy today, I got off work early today because I only had one appointment on the book. Thank you, God. And so I've been able to kind of take it easy. So I was home, the UPS guy showed up, and there was a little tiny box in our mail, and he was like, man, I was like, I didn't know if you were home or not, but I wanted to tell you congratulations. I've been seeing all this baby stuff come to your house. He's like, is it your first one? And I was like, yeah, definitely. And he's like, well, God bless you, because you've been getting a lot of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, not only just that, but like the big boxes. So And they've all come within a series of like 3 consecutive days. So he's probably thinking, wow, we are so lucky, which we are. So again, to our families, we can never thank you enough. And we are forever in debt to you. And hopefully, you know, one of these days we'll be able to pass these things along to somebody else who could really use them and need them. The goal is, though, that all these items are really going to carry us through while we have babies 2 and 3 potentially. So, you know, all these things are, you know, purchased once, hopefully, and that's it. So that's been the really big thing this week. I mean, just huge. So a nursery tour is definitely coming up, which I can't wait to do for you guys. Shay and I are really proud of how it's turned out, especially for considering we're in a rental property. It's not our home, but we've tried to make it as accommodating and you know, warm and cute as we can, considering we don't own this house. So I can't wait to do that for you guys. That is definitely coming soon because it's quickly coming together, all the last minute stuff. So let's revisit the weight issue real quick. I am currently at 35 pounds plus, which according to all the stats, that means I am at the max of what they expect somebody of my frame and size to gain. Which, considering I only have 5 weeks left, I'm not so upset about. I'm actually really coming to terms with just being pregnant and really not having a ton of control. I mean, of course, I could have been very, very, very strict along this entire journey and not put a morsel of anything fun in my mouth to prevent any excess gain. But honestly, at the same time, it's been a wonderful, like, mental vacation not to have to focus on that so intently. You know, just trying to eat balanced, but still enjoying those occasional trips to, like, Fazoli's or having, like, that birthday cake pop and, you know, being able to take a bite of this or a bite of that without feeling like you are the world's greatest failure at weight loss. You know, that to me has been a really nice mental vacation. However, I'm really excited to get back on the wagon, and I can't wait to start doing my postpartum weight loss vlog. But so I anticipate probably gaining at least 5 more pounds, probably obviously in the weight that he's going to gain and the water. Of course, that even could be more. I've heard of women at the last second really just piling on the water weight just out of nowhere. So we'll see. I mean, if I end up gaining 40 pounds, so be it. That's just how it's going to be. That to me does not seem awful. I know some women that have gained you know, a lot more than that, but I also know some women that have gained merely 15 total. So I'm in that total mid category. So I've really come to peace with it. I'm excited to get my body back afterwards, but in the meanwhile, it no longer makes me want to cry every day thinking about the scale. So that's been really pleasant. So let's see here. That is honestly pretty much it for updates, guys. That's what I'm feeling right now. It's my symptoms. What is coming up very quickly. Obviously, we are in a 5-week countdown here. A lot of big things are coming up. Again, I start seeing my doctor once a week. I have a hospital tour on Sunday. And he is pretty much developed all the way. He's pretty much ready to go. I could totally go into labor today and he would be fine with little to no concern. Awesome. Hallelujah. So look for that nursery tour coming up. Also, I'm going to try to get another couple videos in with you know, baby items and reviews and all that stuff. So I'm glad to be doing a video. I felt kind of lost the past couple days because I've been used to doing the daily vlogging. So I'm excited to put this one up. And if you guys have any feedback, or if you're as far as along as I am and you have other symptoms or there's other things going on that you want to talk about, as usual, hit me up, leave a comment. And that's pretty much it. So I will be seeing you guys very soon. And in the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll be keeping you updated. And have a good day. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.